exaggerating when I tell you that this is one of my most influential, impactful life tools, whether you want to call it a tool, a gift, a resource, a life hack. It is the thing that saves me again and again and again. I'm Lisa Malia. Hello. Welcome to the Sacred Purpose Podcast. This is your energy upgrade for the week. If you haven't tuned into one of these before, these are my little mini episodes that help set you up for a week of energetic alignment, a little boost to your soul, to your energy, to help you find a little bit more peace, calm, clarity, and purpose and intention throughout your week. Today, we are diving into one of my greatest, influential, most impactful tools. And what I want to share with you today is the reasons why this is so transformative and how I got to this place, because it has been very intentional and I certainly didn't do it alone. One of the things that I do every week with two women in this particular circle that I'm speaking of is we meet on Zoom. And we have a very intentional time set up for us to just connect. We mark it on our calendars. We are consistent. We don't let anything interfere with this space. There are, of course, sometimes life events that happen that, we need to move it around a little bit, but we are so devoted and dedicated to this space and to each other. And what we do there is we get to just drop our shoulders, take a deep breath, and check in. We give each other, depending on how much time we have, we give each other, 10, 15, 20 minutes to just share what's on our heart, share what's on our mind. You might want to call it a brain dump or a heart dump, but it's a place where we just kind of let it out, whatever it is. It can be a celebration. It can be something we're stumped on. It can be something we're going through. It can be something we want advice on. It can be something we just need to say out loud so we can hear ourselves say it out loud and not get any feedback on. But what most often happens is that we take turns, if the person wants it, to reflect and give our perspective and our vision on that share. And because we've been doing this for so long, we know each other intimately and can track each other's stories and trace them back and see how it's all so interwoven and connected. So I went off a little bit to kind of explain and set the scene of what my intimate circle looks like with these two women. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you today is because this happened by design, but where we met was in other women's circles. And throughout my life, I have belonged to many different women's circles and been in and out of them depending on where I was in the world and what was happening in the world. Some of them were very consistent in person, and some of them have been very consistent and online, and some of them just come and go, but they're still just as meaningful and transformative. One of the things that comes up when I meet with these two women is how incredibly transformative it is when we come into this space, when the world feels overwhelming, when our life feels overwhelming, or when we forget ourselves, or we feel unseen, or it just feels like things are harder than they ought to be. We come together and it just releases everything. And not only that, but by the time we're done, we feel renewed, rejuvenated, cups full, intentional, like we've just got reminded who we are, right? Like, oh yeah, I forgot for a minute. I can totally handle this. I can totally celebrate this. I can completely manage this. I'll get through this. I know I'm supported. Nothing is going to stop me from being this supported. No matter what, I have these two women in my corner. No matter what. The thing about coming together in circle is it is an ancient wisdom. It's an ancient rite of passage for women. And the very act of just coming together in circle already will activate certain things in your DNA and your soul and your spirit. It becomes a remembering. And oh yeah, this is where I'm meant to be. This is how it's meant to be. This is where we draw upon our greatest, most innate wisdom. It's in our bones. It's in our DNA to circle and to meet with each other. It's what our ancestors did. It's what women have been doing for millennia. It is one of the most feminine things you can do. And this is why we will innately draw from our power there. That is more easily to connect to our highest power, our higher source. And it's more easy to connect to our intuition. And it's more easy to get that clarity and that guidance and that support that we desire. I will tell you that this supports every area of my life, in every arena and in every corner, in every relationship, in every nook and cranny. Having a circle of women has supported me in all my big decisions. It has supported me through very challenging times. It has helped me when I've accomplished big things. It has been there for me when I am dreaming of big things and supporting me to believe in the vision that I have for this meaningful life that I want to live. The gift it is to also witness and hold other women. We learn so much from this exchange of holding space for each other, creating space for each other, creating intentional space for each other is where that magic happens. And so creating and dedicating and devoting sacred time to be intentional, to connect, to give ourselves the air and the space to breathe, to make it possible for us to come together becomes the mission, the act, the movement, because it does need to be a choice. We need to make the choice for it to happen. It will not happen by accident. It's so easy to think we're going to go do something. We've got more time. We've got too much to do. All the things that stop us from doing some of these things that we know are so good for us and so transformative and are so supportive, that when we in fact take the time to create space for ourselves, to be able to drop in, clear our energy, fill our cups, and re-enter the world, we actually are more impactful. We're actually more aligned. We're actually saving more energy by doing that. We're not spinning our wheels doing things that aren't meaningful. We're not spread thin trying to please everybody. We're not trying to do anything more than what we are meant to do. What I want to share with you today is that with these two women that I meet with regularly, Norma Rubio and Natalie Orozco, we were dreaming up a way to bring this to more women, to make it more accessible to more women. Now, we've been talking about this type of dream and vision for a long time, and now it feels like it's finally materializing, which is really the magic of that space, always in divine timing. And it just feels like now is the time. And we want it to be really easy and really accessible. And what we want to do is start hosting open circles once a month for women to sign up, gather, connect. We'll host it. We'll run it. All you have to do is show up. Show up as your most authentic self. Bring everything to the table, whether you have an intention or not. Sometimes being in a space like that is just all you need to do. And sometimes even without an intention, it's even more magical. So come with one, come without one, come as you are, and just show up to the space. Come see what it's all about. I'm going to drop a link to the show notes so that you can take a peek at that invitation, get a little bit more information, and sign up for it. We're going to be hosting it on March 2nd. From 10 to 12. This is going to be our first open circle that we're hosting like this. And we are still workshopping the name of it. We're still dreaming how this is all going to come together. Our hope is that by doing these once a month, we build a really robust community of women. We can start doing them more frequently. We can offer them at different times. Maybe we bring in more space holders and we're having more circles. I mean, we can dream big, right? This movement that we're creating here, it starts with one step. And I really believe that the calling of our times right now is to meet with women in circle, to draw upon our power, wisdom, and vision to create the world that we want to see. We want to do meaningful work. We want to be able to show up. We want to live authentically. We want to be in our purpose and experience joy and feel like we're in alignment. When we're more intentional about where we're putting our energy, then we create a movement and we can bring others along with us. I have a few more resources I'm going to leave for you in the show notes. I have my ebook, How to Expand Your Feminine Leadership. Go download that. It's really good. This guidebook is going to do it for you. It's got the feminine framework in there that I developed. It has the elements of feminine leadership in there that I refined and put together for you. And it has the DNA of the resourced woman. And that really is what we're doing here when we gather, is gathering our resources and our tools and supporting each other so that we're not doing this alone. We're not meant to do it all on our own. We can do it all, but we do it in community. And that's how it all happens. I'm also going to leave some information to the Abundant Feminine Leaders Mastermind in the show notes. Take a look at it. I'm going to be talking a lot more about it in the coming days and weeks ahead. We're opening up our new cohort. We're starting the new bonus calls, and we have even a bonus retreat coming up. So stay tuned. If you have some curiosity around it, go check it out in the show notes. Schedule a call with me, and then I can give you all the juicy details. Or you can wait for the announcements. If you're more like that, you want to sit back and wait for them, you can. But if you're anything like me, you're going to want to know right away. So set up that call with me. We can dive in. It's going to be really good. And if you want to be there, I want to find a way to make that happen. I hope you have a really beautiful week, beloveds. I hope to see you at that circle, and I will be sending you much love between now